Schlock and Off Films.
A line.
Yeah, that's right. You did pay me 25 cents. I still got it.
You know what it is? It's the real headbutt she took in the movie that causes her to forget all of this stuff. If you watch the film closely, she really took a headbutt in that one scene. Aside from being high and from fumes from a chainsaw.
Oh yeah, chainsaw fumes are not fun and hazardous to your health.
But as you see, chainsaw fumes will actually produce one of her finest moments in cinema history, the virgin dance of the double chainsaw.
Who can write this shit?
They're the same people who can perform it, baby.
Look who's back.
Madeline Page.
Madeline Page is back. And so we are shooting this on Sunday. We filmed last night. We'll have a video about that. But today is Fred Olen Rays' birthday. Fred is a friend of mine. He's a B-movie director. So I thought that we would watch Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
And we did.
And we did.
And we did.
You've seen this before.
Yes.
Okay. I've seen this many times. It was a staple of the video store rentals when I was a kid. We had this at VHS Fest at the Mahoning Drive-In 2 summers ago. And when I was with that other show, we brought Fred out so that he could be there, and Linnea Quigley was there. I'll start this video off with what I shot with them. So you'll have seen that already by the time you see this. Them in the projection booth bouncing off each other was really funny. My favorite part about that night, though, I mean, obviously it's cool that, you know, he was there and we got to hang out the whole weekend and talk and stuff like that. But so there's another girl who was there who is the fiance of a guy from another show.
Okay.
And she just kept talking about how, like, that girl's got no ass. Like, she just kept talking about, like, how the other girls, like, had no ass, like, in front of the fucking director and the actress. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah, no, that's rude.
Yeah, that...
I play well with others, so...
No, this is... I talk about this girl in another video, like, every...
That's
yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
Never do that.
Never, no, don't. So this movie is a prime example of the 80s Southern California VHS market, shot in 5 days. It's got Gunnar Hansen in it.
Goodness gracious.
I know, right?
They're more excited than I am.
I know. It's got Gunnar Hansen in it, who was obviously Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's got Michelle Bauer, who's a staple of all of his movies, of Fred's movies. Got Linnea Quigley, obviously. Bring Stevens was going to be in it, but she said, I can't be in a movie called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. I mean, she's done far more salacious titles than that. It was called Chainsaw Hookers, and then the distribution said put Hollywood in it because it'll pop a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the UK, you can't use the word chainsaw, just like you can't use the word ninja.
Right.
So that's why they're Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, yeah, that's weird. But yeah, go ahead. Let's talk about this one. I wore my Hollywood Chainsaw Hooker t-shirt that Fred gave me.
I mean, I wish I was as cool as you, but
Yeah.
I just got a Seed Street Bird shirt on.
What is Seed Street Bird?
Seed Street is where I get the toys for my conure, because I have a little bird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I may be cute, but I'll cut you.
It's pretty much every woman in my life.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it's not Hollywood Chainsaw
No,
Hookers,
it's not,
but it's
but
at least in the same vein. Like, hey, we're sweet and innocent, but we might cut you.
So this movie is it's set up like a Raymond Chandler film noir detective story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our main fella is in pursuit of a teenage runaway.
Right.
Who is played by Linnea Quigley. And at the same time, there is a series of chainsaw-related murders going on.
I love the plastic wrap moment.
Yes.
That, like, water sports, you gotta protect the posters.
They're the first, no, of course.
No spoilers, no spoilers. But,
well, no, we can spoil this one.
No, but I'm gonna have to remember that.
Okay.
Get
the plastic wrap?
Yeah, get a roll of plastic wrap.
You never know, there's fluids go everywhere,
They can.
That's how you accidentally, give a girl
All right,
her eye sealed
we should
shut.
stop.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And mostly it was her fault. She had control of the trigger, and Yeah, so this guy's at a bar, and Michelle Bauer's kind of sexy talking him up, and
hey, Jack.
Jack.
I like
yes.
how she did that, like, gets his name.
Yeah.
I feel like that was cute. That was well done.
He's a construction worker,
Okay.
so there's a lot of double entendres about nails and steel girders and whatnot, and takes him back to her place at a hotel, and then proceeds to chainsaw him to pieces.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Oh, no, she chainsawed him.
Allegedly. There's no evidence. She's not convicted, right?
Not yet.
So allegedly.
Yeah, but then there's blood spraying on boobs everywhere, and then there's
that's my favorite.
fake body parts. I like when the hand, the rubber hand goes to grab the boob.
She's like, it's so.
She puts
fun.
on a shwer cap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she looks absolutely unhinged.
Oh yeah, no.
And I love it. Like, I need more roles like that.
Linnea, Michelle Bauer, and Brink Stevens were kind of the holy trinity of 80s scream queens when it came to like the rock and roll VHS era of that. Because you got to think, it's in this era before the internet where like they were way bigger stars because they were always sexy and crazy and showing off, boobs and stuff like that in an era before you could just get that anywhere.
On the internet.
Yeah. So there was a reason that an era of young men were raised in, at the temple of Linnea Quigley. And
right. So, I mean, I wonder if they are partially responsible for, like, the next generation of, like, being obsessed with, like, big titty goth girls and stuff like that.
I mean, well, I think that's kind of ingrained in our society. Our
but
DNA.
why? But why? And I feel like it's probably because they influenced people that...
Elvira, Vampira,
exactly.
Vampirella. There's a lot of that in our, that runs through horror culture. But there's also something...
Lots of dommy mommy
characters.
Yeah.
It was the thing from the Resident Evil game, the mommy milker or something like that. There was like a big vampire chick.
Yeah.
I think that there's something about the salty and the sweet together.
Oh yeah.
The dark and macabre with the sexy, and it's there's something about that works. As a filmmaker.
Oh yeah, just as a filmmaker, you wouldn't know anything about that.
No,
personally.
not at all. But again, it's like a lot of dudes want a sexy goth girlfriend until they get one and they're like, oh shit.
Like, she really doesn't take this makeup off.
No.
And it's like, no.
Fishnets. I mean, fishnets are hot, but like, it's a lot of work. And
it is also expensive because I feel like they always rip. I found like there's artful ways, like once they start ripping, you can keep ripping them and then keep wearing it, and it's great.
Yeah. So we were going with like the goth look on you last night for the shoot.
Oh, it was so
That's
why I'm wearing like pajamas today, because we were shooting until
5
a.m.
Yeah.
5 a.m.
And then you texted me at like 1:30 and I was like, I think I'm up. Like, I haven't shot late like that in a long time. Back when we used to have the other theater, we used to shoot like crazy long hours and then like to the sun coming up.
Yeah.
Because that's what Fallon was like, is the sun up? Because I'm not going to be able to drive. And I was like, it'll be fine. But Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Hollywood Chainsaw Hooker. I love the temple scene. That was one of my favorites.
And it's cool.
Temple, that away.
Yeah, and it's cool because the temple was also used in Waxworks too.
Oh yeah.
And the movie Vamp with what's her face? Giant black model. My mind is escaping me right now. The star of Vamp. She used to date Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
She had the song Demolition Man.
I can't remember.
Yes, but I know exactly.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
We are very tired.
But yeah, so it kind of has a, you ever see Blood Feast?
Yes.
The Herschel Gordon Lewis movie?
Oh yeah. Blood Feast?
I don't know.
Of course. Okay. Hi,
or its pseudo remake, Blood Diner.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's okay. Elvira's, I know.
She likes me.
She likes you.
Which is so weird. Like, she hates everyone.
I know. Metz is here every Tuesday filming, and the cat, like, will hiss and hide from them and stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe she likes you.
I mean, I'm sweet.
Yeah.
Obviously.
All the non-leads were actual prostitutes
Oh,
that they
nice.
picked up off the street.
Yeah.
And they apparently drank all the crew's beer.
Oh,
Yeah, so...
I mean, like you do. I mean, if I were a prostitute and you conned me into being in a movie, I mean, convinced me to be in a movie, yeah, I would definitely drink all
I
the
like that
booze.
she's like, her name is Mercedes. And he's like, I bet you cost as much as a Mercedes. And she's like, we can work on a payment plan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're paying...
I take payments.
Wow.
You could pay in installments. Like, we can work something out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
I like that.
I'll add a little like item to my Shopify.
Okay.
You like pay in 4 with like PayPal or like set up like Klarna, you know, like I do payment plans for all sorts of things.
Yeah,
like, no problem.
You have all. We'll put all your socials in here so everybody can find you and you know, lavish gifts upon you.
Oh, I do.
Render
like that.
unto the ginger goddess, which is the ginger goddesses.
Oh my gosh. I had so much fun last night.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you and Fallon together abusing me.
I got her just where I wanted her to. Wait until you see this movie. I'm telling you. Wait, you did post a picture.
I did post. Yeah, you can look for some pictures.
You posted a picture on our Instagram.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, so
oh yeah, hookers,
Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. Yeah, so as he starts to kind of get into this investigation, and it has this very film noir kind of vibe to it. I like when he's at the bar and his son, Fred's son, who's a little boy, is sitting at the end of the bar. I thought that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, because they didn't have enough.
They didn't have enough people.
They didn't have enough actors, so they were like, "Hey kid, just sit here and like don't be obvious. Like just sit here."
His son is also in the suit for Biohazard, the monster suit, which is kind of funny. He's in the suit and he rips up an ET poster because he's an alien.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so what I will give them feedback on that. Like, if they wanted the son to not be obvious.
Oh no, I think they wanted him to be obvious.
He was like literally the first person. I'm like,
I think that's fine.
Of the bar,
it's California, you know, in the 80s.
Fair enough.
You got to do what you got to do. I love, though, that Fred's style of writing and filmmaking is always very present in all these. There's a lot of, like, very self-aware dialogue.
Yes.
And a lot of, like, low-hanging fruit jokes.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely... I noticed that for sure.
Yeah.
Low-hanging fruit for sure.
So he eventually... we start with our, like, Harley Quinn character, who is being interrogated by the police.
Right.
And they put the chainsaw down to see, well, if this jogs your memory, but they forgot to take the gas out of the chainsaw. So she kills the cop, so she's all locked up. And then our investigator finally comes across the fact that it's a cult that worships chainsaws.
With the dance of the
double virgin chainsaw. Which apparently they used real chainsaws in the movie, and they had exhaust coming out of them. So if you watch that scene again, she's kind of like at the end because like the gas, like
you just keep smelling the
fumes.
Fumes,
So because I remember when we shot the Pokemon trailer, I have Justin Daniels comes at me with the chainsaw. Yeah. I took the blade off of it, obviously.
Yeah, well, obviously.
But he had to keep coming up, and I would get the thing in my face after a while, and after 4 or 5 takes, you're like, oh my god.
It's like the haze last night.
Yeah.
It's so thick. Like today I was almost hoarse. Well,
you were like, why didn't you turn the air conditioner off? I was like, because I needed that stuff to dissipate out. You guys, they were freezing last night.
Oh, we were so cold.
I had to keep the theater cold, obviously, because I repaired earlier in the summer, our air conditioner completely broke in Theater 1. So I'm up on the roof figuring out, watching a YouTube video on how to repair an air conditioning unit. But I thought that the only way that we get it to go up into the vents was to keep the AC on, but you and Fallon were fucking freezing.
We were so cold.
You were wearing way less than nothing.
I was wearing like nothing, so that didn't help. Well,
more reason to check the movie out when it comes out for Donald Farmer.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's and okay. So where is it going to be distributed?
Culture Shock releasing.
Culture Shock.
Yep, and once
they did Debbie Does.
Yep, they did Debbie Does Demons.
Yeah.
Yep. They just signed with a new parent company, so you're going to see a lot more of their stuff. They were with Vinegar Syndrome before, which is a bigger distribution outlet, but they've kind of struck out on their own now. But they've got some really cool shit coming out. And then, so that one will be, I think that's his next release. So we had to, he told me about this scene like back before I met you.
Yeah. And so that was like last year.
Yeah, last year. And then I had to wait until summer to get it going. And then we were lucky enough that you and I started to be friends. So I was like, why don't you come out and do this one? Because you told me, you're like, I want to play like an evil character, like a swamp witch
I want
or
to be
something.
a swamp witch.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for my swamp witch role.
We'll
by
get
the
you
way,
in that.
so.
See, I wrote River Beauty before we met you, that you would have been perfect for that. But we kind of have our double dance of the virgin chainsaws and that,
Oh yeah, we do.
where you are kind of seductively moving through the fog and stuff.
Yeah, trying not to trip, going up the stairs, wearing awkward shoes in the dark. Like,
Yeah, a little bit, covered in purple haze and fog.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted it to look like the Dragula music video.
Oh,
So
well, you should have told me that before we filmed it.
well, no. I mean, as far as the lighting and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we
yeah.
did a good job then.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of. I'm obviously a huge Fred Olen Rays fan, but I've kind of talked about this movie in other places before. It's just a fun '80s bubblegum kind of ridiculous film noir mixed with an '80s titty flick. I like that they probably only had Gunnar Hansen for like a day or two,
Yeah.
because he'll just come in and leave and then come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What
I
else?
mean, yay titties.
Yeah.
That's all
And we
I
were
got.
talking about that. We were talking about it's rare that you saw implants at that time. in the
Oh
80s.
yeah, no, absolutely, and that's one of the things that So I'm like the resident titty expert.
Okay.
Like all my friends are like, "Hey, let's watch this." Oh, are those real? And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Some are harder to tell than others.
I'm like the go-to person to consult with on like whether hair,
Okay.
like the hair in the movies is like a wig
Mhm.
or if it's extensions, if they're well done or not.
Yeah.
Like I actually struggle to watch even newer films with really great budgets
Mhm.
for special effects because like the hair isn't.
One of
It's
the
not
most-
seamless. You're not. I'm not convinced. Like what was the movie we watched? Guns, Girls, and Gambling.
Yeah. Yep.
The blonde, what is it? Matson. Her
Mhm.
name was Helena Matson.
Yeah.
Her extensions were not well done.
No.
Not at all. And like that bothers me because it could have been done right.
Yeah.
And it might have cost like $50 to do it much better. So like it ruins movies.
There's
for
a
me.
lot of-
like this was great. Like,
Yeah,
and
'cause
if
this was-
anyone had any
This was
extensions,
so
it
low
was-
budget too that they were just like whatever we can
Whatever,
have
yeah,
on camera.
Yeah.
There's ones like if you look at like movies that have like heavy reshoots.
Right.
Josh Trank's Fantastic Four reboot.
Right.
They basically fired the director and it was a nightmare and they had to recreate everything.
Right.
And Rooney Mara's sister, I don't remember her name, but she's wearing a wig that is like a Halloween store wig.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's not even a hairline or anything.
Speaking of terrible wigs, Samurai Cop.
Oh yeah,
my god.
that's amazing.
Oh.
Because he
He
used
got
to
a
be,
haircut.
Yeah, he used to be Stallone's bodyguard,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
he got a haircut,
Yeah.
and they had to give him a wig, but the wig changes.
They basically so they wrapped filming. They were like,
Mhm.
yeah, you're done, and then he got a haircut for another role.
Yeah.
And then they were like, wait, we need you to come back for some more scenes.
Yeah.
But it actually turned out they needed like half or like 3/4 of the movie to be reshot
Yeah.
or like fixed or more pickup scenes. And so like I think legitimately they went and got like a princess
Yeah.
like princess wig, like
And
just a
sometimes
basic-
it has sideburns,
It's
sometimes it's
so
longer,
bad.
sometimes it's shorter. It's hilarious.
Oh my god.
That movie was like discovered in like the director, like it was like in a castle in a vault. So it's like,
mean, I would have hidden it away too, but
Mhm.
I'm glad it was rediscovered
Yeah.
because it's so entertaining.
oh, it's amazing.
It's a great drinking game
Yeah.
too because anytime you hear the same audio used more
Mhm.
than like a loop or like replayed the same audio or sound
Uh-huh.
effects, like you got to take a shot. Every time you notice a wig instead of natural hair,
Yeah.
you take a shot. Like it's a whole thing. We should play this game.
we should. We'll die.
We will die. But if we play this game, we have to live stream.
Oh no, we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Amir Shiravan was the director of it. And Gerald Nakamura is in that movie.
Fujiyama.
And it's because a lot of his actors appear in other ones, like Killing American Style, I think is the one.
Killing
And then there's like, because there's like the overtly gay waiter scene
Yep.
in it, and the black guy, just his partner, like making all the faces, and then the scene where they're at the hospital, but they're in front of a dentist's office, and she's like talking about his dick, and she's like, "Would you like to fuck me?" And he's like,
"Yeah, I'd like to fuck you."
But he like picks up her stethoscope thing, and he's like, "Yes." No, that movie's great. That's a, you know how they say
that was from Samurai Cop. That wasn't the other one.
I mean.
Okay.
We stopped talking about Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers 20 minutes ago.
Oh God,
we'll get back to it. This is more of an impromptu thing. Again, we filmed something yesterday that we filmed at night. We both didn't sleep. And then you came back here to shoot some more stuff.
Yeah.
No, killing our Samurai Cop. We should definitely do.
We should live stream
Samurai
a
Cop.
drinking game.
Samurai
you guys can
Cop
do it with
2,
us, though.
not so much.
No,
because just like when a movie.
But they brought back Fujiyama, and they actually made that his name because of the flub in the line in the first movie. Yeah.
And people thought that actor was dead. The main Samurai Cop, they thought that he was dead. Nobody could find him.
Right.
And I think it was Red Letter Media found him and brought him out, and that's when the sequel came up. Sequel has like Tommy Wiseau in it. It's sort of like the same. I know.
No. What happened to
Tommy
that guy?
Wiseau, who does not understand copyright law.
No.
So I have a credit on The Room because the company, his distribution company, was looking for theaters outside of the West Coast to show it in.
Right.
And at the time, I was running the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey, and I was able to get them that theater, the Roxy Theater, another theater in Philly, the TLA, which was like an arts house theater, and then one in North Jersey, and all these different places. So instead of paying me, they just gave me a thanks.
Oh, fair enough. Now, when the first time you saw The Room, did everyone bring like the plastic spoons?
No, so I don't think it had gotten west. So the first like East Coast screening was with us in Philly,
right?
And nobody was doing the spoons yet and all that kind of stuff. But
ouch, my belly button.
I aim where I aim. But he was there, and I'll never forget. I was wearing a Hellboy T-shirt, and he goes, "I like this. We could make this. I have access to cameras." I was like, "No, dude, like."
It's already been made.
Dark Horse no, this was before that movie came out.
Yeah?
And I'm like, no, man, like Dark Horse Comics owns this. And he just looked at me blankly. And then we did it in Tucson, and we had Mark there, and we had the kid who played Denny there.
Denny.
And Denny.
Oh, hi, Denny.
He was selling his comic book. He apparently made a comic book about the making of The Room and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know.
The Disaster Artist is the movie that
it's like that, like, Samurai Cop. Yeah. It's like some movies aren't released, they escape.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I look forward to being in both types.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the one we did last night, I guess it will be released for sure.
Yeah, so. We'll do a screening of it, just like Triple Xmas that we're in together. I
forgot the Santa hats in my car. Wait, we should pause it. Maybe
we'll do that. Well, we're good. We'll get closer. We'll do another one. But Fred has been talking about a Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers 2. Recently, he posted it online.
Fred,
yes,
call me.
Do it.
Call me.
Because you're doing a movie coming up called Zombie Sluts.
Oh no, Zombie Sluts.
Yeah.
The Strip Club Slaughterhouse.
Yep.
That's a Robbie film.
Yeah, Robbie.
Crude Comics.
Yep. Crude Cinema, which I've written a bunch of screenplays with. So I'll probably come out when you guys are shooting that. He said a lot of dudes. He's like, "Do you want to come out?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "A lot of guys are asking to come be part of this one." And I was like, "What? How?"
I do have some connections on dudes that would be great bouncers for that. Yeah.
But I
got some like pro wrestlers. And
nice.
Yeah, no, not you, Derek.
I'm
so
5'5".
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yes,
but it's fine.
I'm
5'5".
I'm as tall as you are. You wear big shoes.
This is a flip-flop, sir.
And
it's also a weapon.
I know. I thought you were going to hit me with it.
I might.
So Fred has been talking about recently on his Facebook page about doing a part 2. Yeah. At the end of this movie, they set up a part 2. What was it?
Hollywood Nurses,
Chainsaw Nurses, Bad to the Bone. Now,
I've got some nurse outfits.
There you go. I mean, I would assume that you would.
I do.
But because a lot of everyone involved, with the exception of Gunnar Hansen, is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it would be cool to do a Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers 2. I
want to set up a seance or a ritual. Like,
I love
I've got
that
big plans.
They take the motor oil and they do like a ceremony of that, sort of like the blood of Christ thing, and they have the girls drinking the motor oil. But I love that the dude, I think it was Dookie Flyswatter is the guy who's also the bartender. He's like opening them, and like as the cult is cheering, he's like getting a little bit more action for himself. I don't know, it's just fun. It was dumb and fun, and I'd love to see a sequel. But there's a lot of... Well, you did that last night. I did. I was like, God, okay, ready? Do the hand thing. Now, fingers up. And you did.
Actually, it wasn't even my idea. It was Fallon's. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, well, you have to see the movie.
Yeah, we'll see it. Because we did no audio because it's a nightmare sequence. So I'm also cueing him on the shots last night where I'm like, okay, ready, run. Now, Chris has to run after her, but Chris is now holding the camera. He's like, I'm going to get you. So I was like, oh my God. So, Fred,
it was funny.
If you do a sequel, I want to be part of it. And I think Madeline should be part of it as well. Because I've been pitching him for years, Jack O, but 2 O's because it's a sequel. Lene is in that one. Yeah. Fucking Evil Tunes 2. Monique Gabrielle in that one is red hair and glasses, and she's the hottest she's ever been in that movie. I don't know, man. I really dig this movie. Oh, what do you got?
I've got a light.
Oh, you got a light?
I'm actually trying to see. Go ahead.
Okay, no, it's a fun one, and I hope he makes a sequel to it. He's been doing a lot of like Christmas movies and stuff recently, so I'm hoping that we get his return to the horror genre. What, do you have a light back here?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Light it up.
Maybe. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that better?
All right.
Oh my
fine.
God, you need one of these. This is amazing.
I have one somewhere.
Look, we look amazing.
Well, you look amazing. I'm over here. Yeah.
You're here.
I'm here. Exactly.
You're here. You're better lit though. You're here.
And it's my show, so.
Keep telling yourself.
But yeah, Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Hookers.
It's a fun one.
Hookers.
We love hookers.
We love hookers.
I'm not paying for it. Sorry, I don't make that kind of money. That's the whole thing, is like, I'm an ugly chud, but like I've had very beautiful women in my life because I think they think that I'm going to be like a movie director or producer and help their career.
I mean, you're not?
I mean, I am, but like, I'm trying to help my own career, and I'm just going to drag along, kicking and screaming, the people who stuck with me all this time. Mm-hmm. And then other people, they get to a point where they go, oh, I've invested enough time, and I've got more subscribers over here, so I'll just go over here.
All right.
But then they don't know about the sheer amount of projects that are already in the can.
See, we got to get you writing like scripts for other content. I'll talk about that later.
I've written a bunch of stuff for other people. I didn't fucking know that the scissors thing that I wrote had a big write-up in Variety magazine.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, I didn't. Nobody told me about it. I'm not mentioned in it, but the project is mentioned in it because the director, the producing team teamed up with another producing team of a guy I know, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? So, yeah, that movie's going to get like a huge push, you know? And it's pretty cool that I'm,
was in Variety.
It was in Variety, yeah. I'll send you the link. But yeah, no, that's cool, and it's cool to be working on bigger stuff, and that we can team up and do stuff, and we'll have a whole bunch of stuff to promote, and maybe Fred will let us do Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers too. I gave him, I asked him for feedback recently, because he's like, he always posts about, I don't take unsolicited scripts, but he's always like, give me something to read. So I sent him Infestoids, and he gave me some really fun, you read that one.
I did, because reading that, I saw myself as like
Barbeau, yep. Everybody's
I got my 2 enormous talents.
Everyone's named after well-known horror queens, and all the ships are named after VHS labels like the Vestra and the Golden Globus and stuff. But he gave me some great fucking feedback because the movie is a lot like it's kind of inspired by his movie Hybrid, which is actually a remake of Creepazoid, which I'll have a review of coming up. And it's just kind of the same thing, that 80s one location kind of thing. You can see what, even with Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, you could see what he was able to do with minimal lighting, to give it that film noir look. Like, he clearly, when they were driving scenes, They probably had one light down by the floor to light him and Linnea Quigley.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Because
a hint.
Yeah, and the version that we watched is a VHS rip, which had a VHS vibe to it.
Oh, yeah.
It had the Evil Spawn trailer before it, which I was like, wait, is this a double disc? But it was actually...
It was because it was like, yeah.
It's fine. But no, I if you've never seen this movie, it is pure, USA Up All Night style. It's got boobs in it. It's got gore in it.
It's got blood splattered boobs in it.
Which is my favorite. We did some of it. Well, we did blood drool.
Oh yeah, there was some. I had a lot of fun playing with blood last night.
You got snippy at me the one time.
It wasn't me. Really.
You got a little snippy at me a couple times last night with the blood, and I was just
it
like,
wasn't
I know.
me. Somebody else was more snippy, but that's okay.
I don't know.
I don't know, but it was,
I got snipped at, and I'm like, I'm the writer, director, producer of this motherfucker.
You're doing something.
I'll play every part myself.
You're doing something.
Give me some pasties.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, what is your favorite film of this era? Like, your favorite direct-to-video style. And I don't know if this had a theatrical run. I think this might have been a direct-to-video one. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Because I know stuff he did, like Scalps had a film release and stuff. But again, to be shot in 5 days on little money, it's got horror queens in it. It's got a fun, cheesy vibe to it. You bring Gunnar Hansen in for a chainsaw movie, which is fun because he turned down doing all the other Texas Chainsaw movies. Except I think he was in the one with the Dario girl who was in Baywatch. From the movie Baywatch. I think he was in that one. I'm not sure. It was in 3D. The Baywatch movie.
I like Baywatch.
No, I like Baywatch, but the movie was terrible.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch that Baywatch.
I saw you did a red bathing suit.
Yeah, I did an old school Baywatch, the TV show style photo shoot.
Some people stand in the darkness. Yeah,
that was
afraid to step into the light.
Venice Beach.
I
think that was Venice Beach is where I did that.
Okay. Yeah, we.
Oh my god, I had such a crowd on the pier. People just were just standing there and I was like.
You would have been like, oh my god, who's a redhead on that show? It's Angie Everhart.
Yeah.
The star of Bordello of Blood.
Yeah.
You ever see that? That's another one with boobs and blood.
Oh yeah.
And super soakers full of holy water.
Right? That is brilliant. We need to do a film that has super soakers in it.
Okay.
We need to do a film with a swamp witch in it.
Mm-hmm.
We need more hookers. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up, Fred?
Well, you know what? I don't like that term. I want to say sex worker. That's more PC.
I mean, yes and no. So, I think intent matters.
Okay.
Words can have power if you give them power, but I think the intent matters.
Okay.
I respect and have no problem with hookers.
Oh, me either.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
I drive by and I give them a thumbs up when they're out on the stroll.
Get it, girl. Get that bag. I'm here for it.
We did a shoot. I want to say 2010 for another YouTube channel years and years ago, and they needed more people. And basically, the dude who was sent out to collect people brought back a couple let's call them rock hoes.
Oh, so groupies.
No, I'm saying rock as in
crack rock.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I bet they were very motivated to just exist in that space.
We had to move all the gear back into the van and lock it. And,
no, for sure.
Because they left some stuff out and it just went missing. There was a sun reflector went missing. I'm like, what are you gonna do with that?
Okay, reflectors are very useful. By the way, I need to add one to my wish list.
Okay.
I need one of those.
You should buy Madeline.
I want a reflector.
Yeah, you're doing all your content.
Exactly. Yes. That is exactly what I need.
know.
Before I forget, I need to put it on my wish list because it's so important. The lighting, if you've got a little bit.
Well, that's what we were doing last night with the boob lighting had to come from above.
Right. So we had to have was it Tony? Tony, yeah.
Not
he had
that
to
Tony.
Not that Tony. He had to stand up super high and try to because you don't want to underlight.
So you were inside the entire time while we were filming all the exterior stuff.
Right.
And the funniest part was Chris is much taller than Tony and I, not that Tony. And we had to secure the light up on this overhang but
Right.
Tony and I were not that Tony. We're not tall enough to get it down.
Right.
So everything was wet last night because obviously
Right.
because it was raining like crazy. So I literally hoisted myself up onto two guardrails and tried not to slip and break my spinal cord while trying to unhook this thing while you guys were upstairs. Well, they were doing the face grab thing.
Added it.
Yeah.
Oh
there you
yeah,
go.
the face grab. That was fun. I was like, please don't let me poke you in the eye. Ah!
Well, the very first time we did it, I posted the video of it.
Oh no.
Where you just open the door and don't do anything, and then he's like, grab her fucking face, and you like.
Well, so I knew that I needed to open the door, but I was waiting on a cue to like, okay, grab her. Like, you know,
No, we were gonna do all in. I wanted to try to keep everything kinetic.
Director.
Yeah.
Guess who's supposed to be directing that?
Do you think that Fred Olen Ray dealt with this while working with Michelle Bauer and Linnea Quigley? We didn't talk about the other one, the one who apparently doesn't have an ass, where she was a baseball, like the guy was like fetishizing her holding a long baseball bat.
Oh yeah, that was great. The like sexy little photo shoot thing.
With the like dude who looked like he looked like Leisure Suit Larry, the old video game.
Yeah.
And she's just like stroking this baseball bat, and but that was the scene where the girl's like, "That girl's got no ass." I was like, "Dude, she's right there." Kidding me not.
Right.
So in the parlance of Jim Wynorski movies, David Dakota movies, Fred Olen Ray movies, that kind of era of filmmakers who came out of the Roger Corman school, out of the Charles Band school, which gave us things like Evil Tunes, like this, like, eventually you'd have Jim Wynorski's like The Witches of Brestwick and the Bear Wench Project and stuff like that. Fred directed The Ghost in a Teeny Bikini with Nicole Sheridan, who was an adult film actress.
Yeah.
And it was funny, the first time that we went to go have lunch with him, my ex-producer, she said, dude, the first time I ever saw, like, porn was your movie. And she was, like, 13, and he's like, okay, like, you're welcome, you know?
Right.
So, I'm a big fan of this era of film. Obviously, you could never make these type of movies anymore because we do live in such a PC culture.
I mean, yes and no, though, because, I mean, Steel Panther still exists.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like...
I enjoy a good Steel Panther show.
No, I know, me too. But again, you look at something like, Sorority, or Slumber Party Massacre.
Yeah.
That is directed and written by women.
Right.
And it was done as a parody of those types of, girls together titty movies. Yeah. But it was done like straight, so you don't know that it's a parody of it. You look at it and go like, oh, okay, they're doing this. But it was women poking fun at that. So I think if more female directors got involved with doing these type of movies, I think it would work really, really well, actually, because they would be just, it's like the OnlyFans, stuff like that.
I could totally, so I do have some ideas, actually, for like a strip club horror movie, different than like Zombie Slut, Strip Club Slaughterhouse, different than that, very different than that.
Yeah.
But like very like from the stripper's perspective. Like
we were talking about that recently about
like zombie strippers.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love zombie strippers.
With Jenna Jameson, who Fallon knows very well.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was one of the very first horror movies I ever saw. My friends Kyle and Amanda showed it to me while Amanda and I were tie-dyeing. Yes.
Okay.
And I still have like the bags and skirts and everything that we tie-dyed together.
Robert Englund's in that movie.
Yeah,
it was a good one.
I freaking love that movie. And I show it to people sometimes and they're like, it's all right. I'm like, no, let's go back and watch it again because you missed parts, obviously.
So you could take the idea of the strip club mixed with something like this, and maybe it's a cult that worships the pole, and they're bringing men in for sacrifices.
The Festivus pole.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
You see the movie Hustlers?
Yes, I did.
Where it was like Cardi B told thing, where like they would drug men and take their money.
Yeah.
Is that something that happens?
I have never done that to anyone.
Are you sure?
Yes, but so one thing, do not be that dude at a club, especially not if you're at a bachelor party, because if you're like that dude that's like the jerk, I will change, no names need to be mentioned to protect the innocent. Okay. Or maybe not so innocent, but also not deserving of punishment. So, did you know that if you squirt Visine into somebody's drink, they have very violent, uncontrollable diarrhea.
Yeah, it was in Wedding Crashers. Yeah.
Yep. Guess what strippers are gonna do to your drink if you ruin their freaking night? Okay.
So I've only ever been.
Don't be that dude. Like if you are that dude to a point, you will suffer.
I've only ever been to one strip club in my entire life. It was not a good time.
You've got to be on your best behavior.
Well, no, I'm always on my best behavior. It was it was girls with us too who spend a lot of time in strip clubs hanging out and getting like bottle service and stuff. But it was like in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's not the time.
And it was so super funny because two of the other dudes who were there are also YouTubers who you guys have seen before, and they actually thought that the strippers liked them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love you until your money dries up.
That's what I said, and I was just like, but you're watching it. You're watching like, dude, anybody
it's
who's ever
suspension
seen...
of disbelief. Okay, so you like going to the movies, right?
I love going to the movies.
Okay, there you go. And you know what makes a movie freaking amazing is if you suspend disbelief and you put yourself there and you're feeling it and you're all about it.
Yeah.
That's what it's just like going to the movies.
But I don't really think that Indiana Jones wants to be my friend.
Why not? For the next hour and a half, 2 hours, why can't he be your friend? He could be your best friend.
He could be.
It
was just super funny to actually watch it live. To happening, you know.
Dude, I'm your friend.
I know. Whoa! It just dawned on me. Your light should have gone on over my head. Wow.
Ding, ding, ding. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. We're friends.
Motherfuckers.
Oh.
And this is what you get. This is what you get when you bring these people in. Your redheads, man. They're devious.
I have been nothing but an angel to
I know, and that's why...
I have been so sweet. I have done nothing wrong.
I know. You tell me about all the boys that you abuse.
That, alright. Okay. I will admit, I've been terrorizing boys lately. I've been having a great time doing that.
Chris and I were last night, we're like, I guess we're just not good looking enough to be terrorized.
Or you're friends with the girls that are doing the terrorizing, because, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't, my new favorite thing is I'll, like, send a photo. And then, like, I'll wait for them to open it, and then I'll unsend it. And I'm like, did you see it? Did you see it?
You have a lot more free time than I do.
Well, okay, so sometimes I'm sitting around and I'm waiting.
Yeah.
You know, waiting and waiting. Like, last night I waited a few hours, so.
From 10 to 12?
7 to 12.
Oh, yeah, you did. You came with us, that's right.
Yeah, I came early, and,
I'm that good.
Right.
And then you guys were making fun of the fact that I sold 3 pictures.
I'm so convinced you're running a deficit. Like, this is a tax deduction for you, isn't it?
So I started a OnlyFans for Schlock and All, so that we could do reviews that will get demonetized. And some dude last year he's an artist, and he's like, I want to do male figures, can you send me a picture? And I was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. So I sent him a picture, he drew it, and then people had said, let us see the reference photo.
Yeah, we don't believe this, let us see the original.
So I put the picture on the thing where you have to click on it, and I put it at $5, just see if anybody would touch it. And 3 people bought it at $5 each, so, you know.
I'm still convinced that you're, like, paying for, like, marketing and advertising and, like,
no,
support
I
staff
know,
and everything. So
I know
like,
who the 3 dudes are who wanted to see it.
And I love that you know that it was 3 dudes.
I know that it is 3 dudes. I know that because you can see, like, who paid for the thing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And even though...
I know.
Yeah.
I know who pays for my content.
I help you out.
Yeah, just as a friend.
Yes. Well, I need to know, too, as an artist, as a filmmaker.
As an artist and a filmmaker, what...
I need to know what the form looks like.
Right. Absolutely. And I mean, like, you saw the Office one that I did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a work of art. I mean, I basically should be a writer, director myself.
Well,
right?
I'll write some stuff for you. We'll produce some stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so that's everything but Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, we forgot about that.
That's okay, but no, it gives us more things to talk about. Give more people in the comments to be like, wait, what is this?
What is
They
happening?
want to know more about you. You know,
I mean,
maybe more people will come and buy a picture of my dick.
I mean, you can hope.
I mean, look, the fact that even if it's in a deficit, okay, how much does OnlyFans take out?
20%.
Okay.
So if you made $15, they're taking out what, $3 from you?
Okay, hold on though.
But mental math, like I'm tired,
But-
yeah.
The fact that anyone would give even $1 to see my dick,
I mean,
that's saying something. You saw it briefly in the picture.
thanks for that.
Was it bad?
I
Whoa.
suffer temporary insanity. I
Wow,
blocked
because
it out.
you thought like, wait a minute, what's he doing on the set of Anaconda?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The funny thing was, there's these dudes. I'm in a Facebook group with these other YouTube guys, and they're always posting pictures of themselves and stuff like that. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I posted one, and then they were all like, dude, you got a bomb ass dick, and I was like, didn't expect that.
There you go.
I'm like an optical illusion because I'm short. All
But
right.
I thought you were 5'5".
I am 5'5" is short.
You're not
That's what my license says is 5'5".
You're not 5'5".
How tall are you?
5'5".
I'm just stand up.
I am taller than
Stand
you.
up.
Nobody can see.
It doesn't matter. We don't need to. I'm taller than you.
No, you're not. My nose is at your eye level.
That's.
My nose is at your eye level. I'm
It
sorry.
used to be. So I used to
know.
just date tall women. So I was always perfect boob height.
Uh-huh. See, originally that's why you talked to me, remember? Because I was the tall redhead.
I don't know why. I think it was because your personality, you come off as much bigger.
I am.
You know?
I'm something on
You were also seated a lot when we first met.
I'm seated now and
No,
I'm
no,
still taller than you.
Because you were sitting, when we first met, you were sitting on the long couch that
Right.
faced the steps.
Right, and we were talking about like terrible movies that
Yeah,
for
yeah.
some reason I have on my shelf.
And then I came out and made sure that you didn't die while filming your scene.
I wasn't gonna die.
You
I'm
might have died.
durable.
All right. Yeah, I was like Fallon last night.
I sold it as hard as I
know,
could too.
but Fallon last night is like, well, I want to do falls and stuff like that. I was like, dude, I changed the script up to make sure that everyone was like safe and comfortable. Same thing with you.
And we're like, no, let's get it. Like, let's just.
We had a bunch of takes. She wanted us to lift her up in like a
like a cheerleader,
thing.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like scared that I'm like gonna hurt her wrist or something like that.
No, that's not how. There's a reason that you do the specifics so that you can like lift.
I know, but I get worried about people. Like,
You get
obviously, I'm not
nervous, I
strong,
know.
but I want to make sure that everyone's comfortable and safe on stuff.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been burned and electrocuted and, on sets? I lost all the skin on my thumb, so I have no fingerprint on this thumb because of it. So.
Yeah, I burned my thumb. We're not going to get into the details on that, but I did burn my thumb, not on your movie set, and now I cannot use my right thumb for my
You can get away with so many crimes. As a Hollywood chainsaw hooker. Brought it all back around!
Fred, call me.
No, Fred is the man. Again, when I met him, he's literally the inspiration on why I got into these kind of movies. Yeah. I told him that when we had him out there for our filming on the other thing. Yeah. There used to be a show in England called The Incredibly Strange Picture Show.
Yeah.
And we had satellite when I was a little kid, and I saw the episode about him and the episode about Russ Meyer, and I was like, holy shit, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. So years later, obviously following his career and stuff, he started liking all of our Midnight Show posters. Yeah. And he's like, who's your artist? So I told him, and I was like, holy shit, Fred Olen Ray and I are talking. Right. And then we became friends, and we still talk all the time. Yeah. So, and this isn't like a parasocial, like I message him on Facebook, like we actually talk. So it's just one of those weird fucking things where somebody who inspired you actually becomes part of your life. So, yeah. Hollywood chainsaw hookers.
Lots of hookers.
Yes.
Lots
like they're hooking rugs, right? So they can,
yeah.
And chainsaws, and if we do it though, we won't put gas in them. We'll CGI that so you don't pass out.
I won't pass out.
I have so many good ideas for what you could do with Hollywood chainsaw hookers too.
I have a lot of ideas for what hookers could do too.
That's true.
With or without chainsaws, I'm ready.
Well, we're gonna need to do more stuff where you haven't had a real blood spray scene with us yet.
No, not like spray.
Yeah, because I have in our studio I have a tank that sprays at all different levels.
I'm ready. Where's it at?
We will play with that one. All right, that's it for this time. We talked about everything other than Hollywood chainsaw hookers
and blood spray,
and strippers and hookers and
all the things that matter in life.
Exactly. But no, the main takeaway of this is these are the movies that I grew up on. There was that era of the Scream Queen. Linnea Quigley had her own workout video.
Oh, yeah.
I want to bring that back. We should
I'm down.
But, like, I want to do, like, her Scream Queen yoga.
Oh, yeah, I'm down.
I think that would be
I
awesome. You could sell that so easy.
Yeah, and I did yoga teacher training, so yeah, like I'm down.
Because you know that back in the day there used to be all the like you know, the workout videos and Tai Bo and stuff.
Yeah.
I think if somebody did, even for novelty, a Scream Queen yoga video, I think you could sell that. Yeah.
Like goth girlfriend, Scream Queen, like
sexy
yoga,
zombies and
yoga.
Monsters around them, yoga and
yeah.
stuff like that. I think that would sell.
I've got an Elvira, like a life-size Elvira.
I have an Elvira right there.
Yeah, well, yeah. But like, you know, I've got a Swamp Thing. Oh, well, I think Swamp Thing fell apart. I do sculptures for Make-A-Wish Foundation, and one year I got to do a life-size sculpture of Swamp Thing out of bubble wrap. But
Swamp Thing is my second favorite DC comic book.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and Jim Wynorski directed Return of Swamp Thing with Heather Locklear and Monique Gabrielle, so it all comes back together.
It's all back together. All right,
guys.
Speaking of coming together.